Hello, welcome back. Quick update about raising bilingual children. I haven't done a video about this in a long time and I thought it would be useful to talk to you guys about it because you're always asking so many questions about this on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, seriously, yeah, go there. Now listen. I live in Brazil, okay, so I have two kids, Dominic and Naomi. Dominic is 6, Naomi is 5, and they were born in Brazil. And we have lived in Brazil ever since they were born. So they never lived abroad, never, okay? And my husband and I decided to speak English with our kids full time ever since I was pregnant with both of them. So for the last 6 years with Dominic and 5 years with Mimi, we have not ever spoken Portuguese with our kids. We use English to communicate with the kids 100% of the time. In the house, out of the house, in front of people who don't speak English, in front of people who do speak English, at school, at whatever social situation, okay? It's important that you know that because I get a lot of comments from people saying, oh, you don't mind your kids not speaking Portuguese? I'm like, who told you my kids don't speak Portuguese? They do. They speak Portuguese fluently. They have learned Portuguese by living in Brazil. They go to school, they speak Portuguese at school, they go to a normal school, not bilingual. They speak Portuguese there. Dominic can read and write in Portuguese as well, and English. And they speak to family members in Portuguese, most family members in Portuguese and friends in Portuguese. They speak Portuguese. They just don't speak Portuguese with us parents. Why? Really? Are you asking me that question? Because we want to make our kids' lives easier by not having to learn English when they are older and just being immersed in this English environment and thus acquiring the language as opposed to learning the language. So much easier for them. Also, I would feel like a fraud, you know, telling you I'm a teacher and not teaching my own kids to speak English. If I know how important it is for someone to know English in life, I would surely be teaching that to my own kids, right? I'm glad we agree on that one. So, update. The kids still, to this date, play with each other in English. I find that fascinating, really. In terms of which language is the main language at the moment, it's really hard to tell because now they're on a school holiday, summer break, so they are not going to be going to school for 2 months, which is a long time. So they're spending a lot of time with us and they watch television in English only in the house, only, never in Portuguese. They're not allowed to watch anything in Portuguese in the house because we live in Brazil, so they don't need to watch things in Portuguese to improve the language. So it's only English and they watch television every day and we speak to them, obviously we're interacting every day. So English, I feel, that becomes more predominant with them in this period of school break. Just before the school break though, I was starting to notice that Portuguese was becoming a major part of their lives and I was expecting that to happen at some point because we live in Brazil. So it is natural for Portuguese to be the main language in their lives, you know. And I noticed that because for the first time I noticed Dominic saying words in Portuguese in the middle of his sentences in English. And for bilingual children and adults, this is called code switching. It's when you're speaking a language and you say words in another language that you know in the middle of the sentence, you know. So I started to notice that for the first time. I started to panic a little bit, although I know that's normal, and I do that too, it's normal. I started to panic because I'm always so concerned, my husband and I actually, both of us, so concerned about the quality of their English, you know. So Dominic started to do that, and I started to worry a little bit about that, and then the school break kind of came by, which was good because then English became a major part of their lives again. And so he stopped doing that. He's not doing that at the moment. I know he will go back to that soon. Personality. I notice Dominic much wiser in English than in Portuguese. Much wiser, like wisdom is like intelligence together with your ability to see the world in a very mature way, you know, and clear way. And he's a very wise boy, always has been ever since he was very little. But in terms of his communication, I see that he's much wiser in English than he is in Portuguese. I don't listen to him speak Portuguese a lot because we don't speak to him in Portuguese, but when he's playing with friends or talking to family, I try to kind of pay attention to see what's happening there. And for me, it's a very clear reason why this is happening. He learned Portuguese at school with kids his age and his teacher, obviously. So his ability to communicate is not as developed as it is in English because I am a teacher and I am very picky with his speaking. And also because I read to him in English. Nowadays not as much, but I did every day for years until he was about 5 every day. Now not every day so much, but we still read in English. So he expresses himself in a better way in English, I feel, still. In Portuguese, I find that sometimes he makes comments that are more childish, you know, because he goes to school with kids his age. But it's cute. And the voice is very different, as we would expect, right? So the kids' voices in Portuguese and English is very different. And something else that is funny, both kids still have an accent when they speak Portuguese, so they don't sound exactly the same as a Brazilian kid. They sound like they have a little twang there, like a little something in their accent, because English was their main, like their first language, in fact, and the main language for years in their lives, you know, for the first years of their lives. So they still have an accent there, which is interesting to know. They do not ask to watch television in Portuguese because we have spoken to them about why we do this with them so many times and why we have to speak English with each other so many times that they don't ask to watch telly in Portuguese, you know. I did notice one thing, that my sister-in-law who lives in London is here in Brazil at the moment for a holiday, and I've noticed that Dominic is trying to speak Portuguese with her a lot, and he used to speak more English with her. So I find that he is naturally kind of choosing Portuguese as a main language. I think he's in this process at the moment. And he's very talkative. He speaks a lot with people. He's very sociable. So I think this is happening with him for that reason. It's not happening with Mimi at the moment. I am going to start a new plan with both kids because I'm teaching Naomi to read this year in English. I've done that with Dom already. So I'm starting a plan with both kids to help them develop their vocabulary more, which means we're going to be doing activities that are more focused on vocabulary they don't know yet and tackling mistakes they keep making. For example, something I noticed is that Mimi uses the word though a lot. She loves that word, and I think that's so cute. She uses the word though a lot, but she makes lots of grammar mistakes that we need to correct. For example, she would say something like, I did this right, did I? Instead of didn't I? So like little things like that she will get confused about, and also much and many. So she uses much when she's supposed to use many a lot of the time. And I think this is something we can fix very easily, and I think this is very normal for a little girl, so we can fix that easily. But there needs to be a plan involved. So this is what I always say to you guys about your learning. You can't expect to just have better English magically. You're gonna have to do something about it. It's the same with my kids. Because I watch them closely, I know what's happening, so I can then find ways to tackle those problems. So this is where we are at the moment. still speaking English with them full-time, both of us, and this is going to be our plan for as long as we live in Brazil. You know, I don't see why it wouldn't be, because obviously we want the kids to be fluent in both English and Portuguese, and for this to happen they need to have a lot of exposure, and this is something we can do for them at this very moment. I do want the kids to have more contact with native speakers of English, and we'll probably find a way to make this happen, you know, one way or another. Just waiting until maybe Dominic turns 7 and Mimi too, because I think this might have to be through Cambly Kids maybe, and I want him to be a little bit older to really be able to enjoy this. But that's it. Still going strong. If you're thinking about doing this with your kids, don't forget to work on your English as well, because you don't want to be teaching them wrong, okay? Your English does not have to be perfect for you to do it, but you do need to be in constant kind of improvement for it to work well, okay? I hope you've enjoyed this update, and I'll see you all next week. That's definitely going to happen. See you later. Bye.